Reagan, and today I'm here to do one of my favorite videos to film, and it's a seasonal inspired video. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 books I want to read this spring. Obviously I do monthly TBRs every month, but these books are like my priority over the next 3 months. I really want to get to them. I also just love making seasonal inspired videos. I'm definitely planning on probably filming soon-ish spring reading recommendations and a spring book tag, so keep your eyes peeled for that, probably in April, but like, I'm so pumped for spring. I'm so excited for like 70-degree weather eventually. Chicago, please. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the top 5 books I want to read in the spring. The first book I'm going to talk about is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. There's just something about this book that entirely captivates my attention. I just feel like I'm really going to love this story. This is a dark mystery novel, and it's the first book to a series set in a boarding school, which all of those things are just like, yes, yes. This is set in Ellingham Academy, which is a very famous and private boarding school. It was founded by a very famous tycoon who invested a lot of money in it. However, shortly after its opening, this tycoon's daughter and wife were kidnapped and I believe murdered, and there was a daunting and cruel clue left on the campus. This particular case has become one of the most famous cases and unsolved. Years later, a true crime aficionado, Stevie Bell, is about to start her freshman year at this academy and has basically decided that she herself is going to solve this mystery. However, as she begins to kind of like dive into this old case, some very new and strange things begin to happen around the campus and around the academy. This just is combining so many of my favorite things: dark, devious, academy mixed in with like boarding school, mixed in with a school setting. I am just here for it, and I want to know what's gonna happen. I've already heard great things about it though. So next book I really want to get to this spring is another dark centered story, and that is The Price Guide to the Occult by Leslie Walton. It is pretty well known that Leslie Walton is one of my favorite authors. I loved her Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender, and I have been dying and waiting anxiously for her to release a new book, which she finally did. And this is a dark and eerie, I'm assuming very magical and deliciously written story set in the Pacific Northwest, and it is a witch-centered story. It follows our main character who just wants to live a normal life, an ordinary life, but then this mysterious book enters into the picture, and it says this novel is a haunting maelstrom of magic, murder in a lush and moody Pacific Northwest. I could not be more excited because Leslie Walton's writing is like delicious and immersive and incredible, and I just hope that this book is everything I want it to be, and I want to read it. Next up, I have been feeling like reading more contemporary, and so I really want to get to The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I really enjoy Morgan Matson's writing and also her Instagram presence. I'm like a big fan of her Instagram presence. I have honestly been craving just something like cute and adorable and full of fun in summer days where people are just living life kind of carefree-ish, but you know, there's a thread of family drama running through it as well. This follows our main character Andy, who had it all planned out. Everything was perfect. She had her perfect internship lined up. She has great friends. Her father's political scandal kind of turned everything on its head, and now she's going into summer with so much of unexpected things might be happening. And there's a pug on the cover. I'm also really wanting to read her upcoming novel, Save the Date. I don't know when that comes out, but I assume like May or June. So kind of, you know, hopefully I can read this and then read that. Next up, I want to read The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. Kristen Hanna wrote one of my favorite books, The Nightingale, so I really want to get to her newer release sooner rather than later. This is set in Alaska, and it follows one family who moves there and is basically confronted with the ultimate test of survival. And the thing is, as a big Survivor fan, I'm pretty excited to see some survival things playing out in this book. This also, I believe, deals with the Vietnam War and the politics and a lot of the emotions that surround that. I've already heard incredible things about this book. Kristen Hanna has a way with writing characters and families with very like disparate views, but also with a great understanding for each other. Her books are just beautiful. I'm really excited to read this. And the last book I need to get to. Oh my goodness. I have been trying or planning to read this book for forever, and then recently there was an announcement of an adaptation, and it's like the final straw. I need to get to it. And that is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. If you did not know, Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington are going to be in an adaptation of this. This is set in Ohio in a town called Shaker Heights, which I believe is like an artsier Midwestern town, but regardless, this particular neighborhood that this story is set in is very orderly, and one of our main characters is very focused on this orderliness. She's involved in the homeowners association, making sure the lawns are perfect and everything is just as it should be. However, when an artistic single mother moves into their rental home, things kind of get shaken up for both families, and there's a lot of like things going on and drama. Celeste Ng is so fantastic about writing familial drama, normally set in a Midwestern setting. I loved her first book, Everything I Never Told You, and I'm dying to pick this up. I haven't picked it up. I know it's embarrassing, but it's gonna happen this spring. Alright guys, those are the top 5 books I want to read this spring. Let me know down below some books you really hope to get this season, as I would love to know. And I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Goodbye!